So continue with our topic of factors and multiples. I want you to introduce you. You may have used this before, but if you haven't, these are called culinary rods. And if you have played with them, they are like blocks, number blocks that you can play with, and they're used as a model to represent different things. So today we're going to use them to work with factors and multiples, and we're going to represent them. So for that purpose, for using it for numbers from factors and multiples, we're going to say that this first little square that I have, that is 1 by 1, is going to be, guess what? 1. Agree? And this one, that is 1 by 2 squares, you can see, you might see that I have 2 squares here. So if I put this one in here, you'll see that I have 2 ones. Therefore, this one is 2. And you can see this one has an additional. You can see here how the square stair is going. This one has an additional. Therefore, this one is 3. This one is 4. This one is 5. This one is 6. I'm going to draw this one with white. So this one is 7. This one is 8. This one is 9. And the last one that we have here is 10. Wonderful. So the first thing that I want to say is that if we're going to play with these number blocks, so we're going to play with the number block 2, and we're going to find multiples of 2. So I'm going to bring this down here, and I'm going to write, we're going to find multiples of 2. So we already know that when we're thinking about multiples, we're thinking about numbers that are bigger than 2. But we're going to do it with those rods. Just be a little bit patient with me, girls, because I have them here, but I just have to adjust them while I put them in here. Okay, draw. So I need you to be here. So do you agree that this one is going to be 2? You see that is a little bit larger. We don't want it to be larger. We want it to be the same. Oh, don't do that. We want it to be exactly the representation. Did I take the 2 or did I take the 3? I took the 3. That's why it wasn't working. Oh, okay. Multiples of 2. I need a 2. That will be a good idea. Good. Perfect. There I have my 2. My 2. We see that it covers these 2 blocks here. We can see it. If I go and I take this gray here, I can divide this one, and we can see that I have a 1 and a 2 here. Therefore, this one is a 2. Agree? Now, playing with these blocks. Oops. So what I'm going to do is, I have this one, I'm going to paste it again. Wonderful. So, but I'm not going to put you there. I'm going to put you, problematic. Okay. There we go. So I'm going to put it next to it. So the next multiple, so now I'm creating like a train of 2's. Agree? So I'm creating like a train of 2's. And what I have here is 1, 2, and another 2. So this one represents what? 4. Agree with me? Okay. So let me I'm going to try to make it work a little bit faster. Okay. So now I'm going to do with another 2. So now this one is 6. And then now another 2. And this one is going to be 8. And another 2. Oops. I have to click outside. And another 2. Okay, so 4, 6, 8, 10. And let's do another one. Okay, here. Wonderful. 12. And I could continue going forever. Agree with me, girls? So I have here 4. This one is a 6, represented by a 6. This one is represented at 8. This one is represented at 10. And this one is represented at 12. So basically what I'm saying is that all these rods that I have here, I'm going to erase what I had written down here. So this train that I have put here is representing the number 12. Agree? But it's built by 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 2 blocks, number 2 blocks. Agree? So this when we're thinking about multiples, we're thinking about these type of trends, okay? Let's keep playing. Okay, so before I keep playing, if what I said here is true, and we have here the blocks, that's why it's good to have this grid, because it helps. But the other way that I can verify that this is actually a 12 will be by taking number 10, that is the orange one. Agree? Good. And if I put the orange one underneath here, I'm just going to make them as big. What is this orange not working? What? It should be here. That's the 10, and then I have my other 2 blocks additionally, okay? Good, wonderful. So I have here my multiples of 2. 2, 4, 6, 8, 12, wonderful. Now, I'm going to play with the multiples. Now, we already have these ones. We're going to find underneath here, I'm going to play with multiples of 3. So what do I have to do? When I'm creating the multiples of 3, then what I have to do is bring the block number 3. So now this one, good. So I'm going to bring it here. Hopefully it will work. Bam, bam. Okay, good. I'm just going to verify that the 3 is actually 1, 2, 3 squares. Yes, it does work perfectly. Okay, so now I'm going to put multiples here of 3. Wonderful. And then here another multiple of 3, and here another. So I'm creating these trains with the same wagons. Okay, wonderful. So I have here multiples of 3. So what number do I have here? So I'm going to write them down here, but if we see, okay, here I had 3. Oops. Here I had a 3, and this one plus another 3 will be 6, and another 3 will be 9, and here another 3 will be 12. Okay, wonderful. So we can see here that we are creating multiples of 3. Wonderful. Now, if I do the same thing with 4s, let's do the same thing with 4s. Multiples of 4s. You can be thinking like, Miss Ochoa, I know where you're going. This is taking forever. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm going to put it here and see if this one works. To move up, I want you to be exactly 4 blocks. 1, 2, 3, 4. Wonderful. So I'm going to paste this one. Great. Put it next to it. And then next to it. Wonderful. So if we see what multiples I have written here, I have this one that was 4 blocks, plus 4 will be 8, plus another 4 will be 12. Or another way of doing it is I know that each block represents 4, and I have 3 blocks. 4 times 3 is 12. What I wanted to show you with these ones is what I have here is that I have the same length. We can see here that we have the same lengths. Okay, so I know that here all of these ones are 12. So therefore 12 is a multiple of 2, is also a multiple of 3, and is also a multiple of 4. But for example, if I want to know 8, 8 is multiple of 4. I have it here. I'm going to do 8 is here, but it's not in threes. So it's not a multiple of 3, but it's a multiple of 2 as well. Wonderful. What about 4? 4 is a multiple here. So let's put a little line here. So I have a 4 here, but it's not a multiple of 3, but it's a multiple of 2. Here it is. What about 6, for example? 6, I'm going to use here, is a multiple of 2, and it's a multiple of 3, but it's not a multiple of 4. And we can see this with these aligned blocks that we have here. Okay, girls? So I just wanted to explain this. Now we're going to play with the same blocks, and now we're going to do factors in the next video.